It's about to go down.
It's lovely pass, and there he turns cleverly. Can he find a finish? Oh, he can!
Skill by Joshua, and a return right hand. Good counter right. Bullen is hurt. Second right hand. That clipped him as well. Now he goes in for the kill.
Well, Ricciardo is inching into the lead, and Ricciardo that win the Italian Grand Prix!
Gonzalo running the floor.
Still leading the way with Hamilton in there too with the Netherlands.
And Musa makes it 4 goals in 2 World Cup matches.
The Monaco Grand Prix! Ricciardo triumphant in Monza.
Through Bowden, Barrett, and an early touch and an excellent...
Sports Orbit. We make the world go round.
Hello and welcome to yet another wonderful episode of Sports Orbit, coming to you from the Leadership Podcast Studio. My name is Afa, your host. And as you can see, yesterday I was all here alone, but today my strike partner Salifu Usman is back. Salifu, you were conspicuously missing yesterday, but I had to explain to viewers why you were not here.
Well, my brother, it's well good to be part of the sport update. It's always a pleasure to be on this sport update. But it's just that the ruling situation in the country is no longer funny at all. People are beginning to find it difficult to move from point A to point B. The means of mobility is gradually being taken away from Nigeria. Being taken away from Nigeria in the sense that you need a fuel to move around, and when the fuel is not available, you can't move. So people are becoming incapacitated, being stalled, move around. So the problem is that Nigerians are passing through a lot of it, and we hope that the worst part of it, no comment from anybody, no comment from any angle, and we hope that the government of Nigeria, President Mahmoud Buhari and his cabinet crew, needs to look into this because it's no longer coming to a point of unacceptable.
Anyway, away from that, on today's episode of Sports Orbit, we have so much in store for you. But first, we'll begin with the news coming out from FIFA and UEFA. As a result of the crisis, the Russian invasion of Ukraine, FIFA and UEFA have suspended Russia from all international competition. This competition does not just affect their national team, but including all of their clubs' engagement. As of last week, initially, FIFA were not were actually still sitting on the fence because when Poland had said they were going to pull out and not play their World Cup playoffs with Russia, FIFA had said, okay, Russia can still go ahead and play using a different name, but I think FIFA has seen that there's no point. I mean, this crisis is prolonging, then completely just ban them out completely, and the hammer has fallen on Russia, and same for UEFA also. So as it stands, no Russian team, no football team from Russia will be taking part in any competition as it stands, including the national teams.
Yes, and the immediate impact of that is our own Victor Moses, who play for Russian club, Moscow. His club, who play in the Europa League, has the exclusively deleted from the Europa League. That is what our own Victor Moses has fallen victim of that decision. And it's really unfortunate that if you look at what is going on in Ukraine, nobody is in support of Russia invasion in Ukraine. It is unacceptable for a country, an independent country, invade another sovereign nation. So whatever may be your growth, whatever may be your skills, you don't have a right to invade premises in another nation. And the whole world and the football, even the football authorities and the FIFA, in their own wisdom, also feel that yes, have to in sympathies of Ukraine, in support of Ukraine, that what Russia is doing is not cool, it's not right. So have also told the lines of other international communities to also suspend FIFA, Russia, all the Russian football. At the same time, even IOC, the International Olympic Committee, also suggesting to all the sport federations to ban all Russian athletes from competing at any level. But the good thing is that what we are heading at the good thing is that both Ukraine and the Russians has begun talking. There's a meeting of that. They are started talking on how to cease fire and at the same time to raise the issue to solve the problem and hope that yes, because even the Russians and the Russia have discovered to find out that they are no longer finding it funny when this action is coming from here and here and here and here.
Exactly.
So Russians have begun to feel the impact of the negative impact of their action. So let's hope and pray that yes, the ongoing negotiation or the ongoing discussion will be able to solve the situation, because especially most important that Russia have no excuse, have any ground, whatever may be their excuse. Most especially that to invade on another country, even on the president of discussing that Russia is trying to Ukraine is trying to dance to the tune of NATO's and but the fact that yes, Ukraine as a nation has a right to associate with anybody wanting to associate, but they have not even yet in a clear contact associated with NATO. So it's not because of that ground that is just to invade another country. So everybody is in support of what is in support of the action against Russia, and we hope the Russian leaders put deal in this middle. We have the listed years and at least to suspend the.
And you see, when crisis like this happen, you see, with all these sanctions now, in fact, majority of the Russian population are not even in support of this. And in fact, I think last week, a lot of Russian citizens actually even came out to protest on this war, and apparently they were even being arrested for even coming to protest that Russia should not go to war. But with this kind of sanctions coming in, it's not the president who is even feeling it more now. Now you ban your footballers. Your footballers, I mean, this is their source of income. Now your footballers will practically stay at home. A lot of foreigners who play in the Russian league, as of today, a lot of Brazilians who play in that league, almost virtually all of them have pulled out. So doing this at the end of the day, your citizens are the ones
suffering,
who will suffer this thing the most. Your economy.
The Russian economy
Exactly. I mean, he's a president. He's doing okay. You won't feel the immediate impact. But your citizens
I
are
don't
feeling it
think
more.
that. I don't think that. I don't agree that he is not feeling the immediate impact. He's also feeling the immediate, because even as much as you are as a leader, what you should be more concerned about what affects your people.
Exactly.
And if you are a leader who doesn't care about your people, that means
being selfish.
You should be considered as a leader. And I believe that even now, as you're talking about, far from the way it's going on, even Russia's economy started shaking.
Of course.
Because whatever you're thinking, why the other nations are started playing, even in terms of even transacting with another nation, is beginning to affect their economies. For instance, Russia supplies 25% of oil being used in Europe. And now the other European nations, the other Europe countries are now having the idea of trying to shift their attention to other oil producing countries, OPEC. So definitely, if all this oil stop buying oil from Russia's economics and so on will be badly affected. And I think Putin should be mind of this, and that is why the negotiation and talk has commenced. And I think I will hope that this negotiation will come to resolve this. Because I don't even know whether FIFA and UEFA will take it a step further, because they are from Russia, citizens who also play in another country.
Exactly.
Maybe they are also going to suspend the ban their players who are playing in another country from playing. But for instance, Roma Abramovich, the Chelsea club owner, has to pull up, has to hand over the steward of the Chelsea club to the foundation. And we don't even know either, although he's still the owner of the club, the member of the UK Parliament has also recommended action against the club. So if this thing do not come to an end, who knows? UK government can wake up and take over the club.
Yeah, sure, absolutely. We hope for a quick resolution of this crisis, so that Russian footballers and other sporting people can go back to competing at the international level. Away from that, now onto the 2022 World Cup playoff between Nigeria and Ghana. At this point, we learned that Moses Simon is to lead the trio of Ndidi Lukman and other Eagles to the camp on the 19th of March. Camp will open officially on the 21st, but from what we're hearing is that Moses Simon and these other Eagles players who are planning to be among the first to hit camp, followed by which later other stars, the likes of Frank Onyeka, Odion Igalo, and the Watford contingent consisting of William Chus Ekong, Ogenekaro Etebo, who is back in training, and of course, Emmanuel Dennis will also be arriving on the 22nd of March, same as Alex Iwobi. I think with this arrival, it means that this time around, looks like Nigeria is going to have a very full house to prosecute this double header against the Black Stars of Ghana.
Yeah, it's an interesting about that. Unless will not be a value for that match. Unless we
Yeah.
So we will not expect that will be for that based on the red card he bad against Tunisia at the round of 16 AFCON. So because as it is now,
but from the other arguments we heard was this qualifier is more of a FIFA
it's an
event.
international competition. It's FIFA recognized. Even CAF is a AFCON is a FIFA recognized competition. So and when you get the guy, you don't have affect every other match within the Africa continent. So even if this will be at the World Cup proper, if you have to serve the match, you have to serve the bank. So it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter because it's an AFCON or this thing. You say it will affect it. To affect it will not be a value for that match. So, but the good thing is that I hope that the players are beginning to understand the task ahead.
Yeah, sure.
Because like I have said in one of the editions at this program, that the World Cup ticket we are all crammed, Nigerians are also crammed, also yearning for. The disaster and the benefit of those World Cup club owners are first and foremost the players. So the players first and foremost they need this World Cup first. Because Nigerians are just a fan, ordinary Nigerians like me and you are just a fan celebrating what is going on. But the great beneficiary of the World Cup ticket are the players. It's true that they begin to realize that this thing is first and foremost we. It is them first before the Nigerians, before the others. So they need to take this serious. And if they must be at the World Cup, they have no any choice that they must win the match against Ghana. The two-legged affair. They must win against Ghana if they must be at the Qatar 2020. And for instance, most of those players, the present crop of Super Eagles players, some of them have had the privilege of playing at the last World Cup in Russia. So some of them didn't have that privilege. So most of those who don't have that privilege still want to play to be a World Cup player to play at the Qatar 2020. And even those that were at the Russia will still want to be at the Qatar 2020. And who knows how many of them will still be active in the next 4 years?
Exactly.
Because this is football. Anything can happen. So you have to put everything you have at the opportunity you have to grab the opportunity and achieve your aim. Because if you allow this to slip off your finger, who know that in the next 4 years you will still be relevant. You will still be relevant. We are talking about a country of 200 million Nigerians. There are many hundred million or over millions of Nigerians who are also here to play for the Super Eagles, who can also display you tomorrow. So the chance you have now is in your hand. So definitely this player need to make sure that they put all they have into this World Cup qualifier against Nigeria if they must be at the World Cup player. They must be a World Cup player at the Qatar 2022. So first and foremost is their interest first before Nigeria. And it's good that they begin to realize that by coming out to the camp as early as possible, we give them enough time and also give a coach opportunity to blend the team and ensure that yes, what we can't afford when it comes to Ghana, no matter Ghana is just like a Nigeria and Ghana is just like a cat and dog. No matter how dog is sleeping, the moment he hear a cat passing by, he wake up. So no matter how Ghana play badly, once they hear Nigeria, they are now they'll stick it to they'll wake up immediately. So then we count that it will be based on the way Ghana perform at the AFCON. We can't use them to close them at this Ghana team at the World Cup. So they need to play everything to reduce match and ensure that we overcome Ghana in the two-legged affair.
All right, the way from that now onto Super Eagles player Victor Osimhen, and at this point Napoli has slammed £100 million fee for any club willing to acquire the services of Victor Osimhen. Recall that when he was actually bought from Lille of France, it was for about 70 million, but Napoli are hoping to make an extra £30 million profit off of Osimhen. And what we heard was that United are signifying their interest to bring the Nigerian striker to Old Trafford as a replacement for the aging Ronaldo. And but Napoli are saying for you to have his services, pay us 100 million and he's yours. And also Newcastle are also looking at a transfer for Osimhen in come summer.
Well, I don't wish him to go to Newcastle. I don't wish Osimhen to go to Newcastle. I want Osimhen to move to the higher club, not to a club like Newcastle. But just we have seen several times, Napoli this is business.
Yeah,
so
of course.
They invested in the player and they want to make a profit. And
Definitely.
from the look of him, it appears to them that they may not have the strength to keep Osimhen because the pressure is becoming too much.
I mean, a club like Napoli should be aware that, in fact, most of these clubs, when you buy some certain players, you know deep inside of you that these players will just be with you for just a matter of time.
As far as the player is good.
Good, yeah. Yeah, you just be with you for a matter of time.
People, they realize that the prayer is becoming too much. The interest from everywhere, interest from everywhere. So one day, the guy will just, okay, you want to move, and it's all about business. So if the man you really need him, and even the top majors of clubs like even Liverpool, Tottenham has also have the significant interest in Nigeria. So the one you throw, I don't 100 million pounds will not be too much to place on the
No, it's not.
It's is even worth more than 100 million.
Oh, of course. I mean, if the likes of Jack Grealish was bought from Aston Villa for the same amount, and up till now, some pundits have said that, I mean, this is the worst piece of business Man City has done, because he has offered absolutely nothing since his move to Man City. Maybe in the first 2-3 games he played well, but since then he hasn't been able to either score or assist. So you now wonder why they paid such a huge amount on him instead of investing that money for Harry Kane, who Tottenham just said add another 30 million on it and we'll give him to you. But Man City felt that Jack Grealish is could be a replacement, but clearly
sometimes you gamble and your gamble may not work. But I don't want to write the guy off yet. Still have an opportunity to push himself at Man City, and still in the contention. So definitely, well, it happens sometimes. Sometimes when you see the club, it affects you, and I will hope that you'll be able to overcome what is happening to you at the moment and begin to justify the huge amount of money play on him.
Same for even Lukaku, who was even bought for almost same amount back to Stamford Bridge. In fact, most of his major critics are actually fans of Chelsea who are now beginning to see reason when Man United said he was surplus requirements. I remember a lot of Premier League clubs had come out to say that United were making a big mistake, but his second return to Chelsea, some Chelsea fans were happy initially, but truly now they see that Lukaku has been a complete waste of money as long as they are concerned.
Well, I don't want to say it's a waste of money. Even the number of goals he scored when he came to Chelsea has kept the Chelsea where they are today. So
no, but
he still have opportunity.
No, but I mean, throughout this season, he has scored less than 10 goals.
But he still happens sometimes, but still have a way home. Well, like talking about Peter Osimhen, so if you what you are saying in the sense that if you can pay such amount of money on Lukaku, but prove yourself,
exactly.
Who have not proved themselves. So Peter Osimhen,
someone who is even younger and more energetic.
It has a lot of potential that has not been obvious. So definitely plays 1 million, 100 million is not too much amount. So whoever is interested in Peter Osimhen, if you place 100 million on Osimhen will give you 200 million back.
Yeah, I agree with you. Anyway, at this point, we'll go for a short break, and when we return, Sports Orbit continues. Don't go nowhere.
For sponsorship and advert placements, please contact 080-3688-6158. Last Word Leadership Podcast Studio. You have the last word.
Sports Orbit. We make the world go round.
All right, welcome back from that short break. Still onto Sports Orbit, where another Nigerian player who is also attracting attention from some of the big clubs in Europe is actually Samuel Chukwueze, and AC Milan are actually on his head right now, saying if they can make a summer move for Chukwueze, who currently plays for Villarreal. Of course, since he got promoted to the senior team of Villarreal, he has impressed and has been attracting attention, and AC Milan are also looking to see if they can put him on the books. And for me, if you ask me, if this move goes through, I think it will be a nice one also for Chukwueze. I mean, irrespective of where AC Milan might be at this point, but whatever it is, it's still a big club.
Yeah, AC Milan is still AC Milan, but not the AC Milan we know of yesterday. Something that a lot of things has transpired.
Yeah.
But the AC Milan is no longer among the top big Euro club, although they are still a big top.
It's still a big club. I mean,
they have dwindled in the last
yeah.
four.
I almost said a big club go through this process.
But they are becoming a point of irreversible. But we hope that we need to return back. But well, good for because Super is good at when we are playing and when many clubs are interested. That underscore your importance and that underscore the level of performance you are putting in your club. So we hope that they maintain that consistency and be able to prove themselves. But I want to see if I have my way and may say I want to see Super coming to the Premier League. Premier because time Liverpool is interested, but it's like Liverpool have dropped their interest. I don't know speak about him. But we hope that he'll be able to prove more and see more. By the time we move close to the summer, we'll see him move from the Villarreal, probably move to a very important club. It's not a bad idea, it's not a bad club, but we hope that if he can move, to move to a club that where we can also have an opportunity to watch him week out.
All right, now away from that now to wrestling actually, where Olympic silver medalist 2020 Tokyo Olympic silver medalist Blessing Oborodudu says the 2022 Commonwealth Games in Birmingham later this July is her target. I mean, this is coming after she added another gold medal to her kitty with her defeat of world champion Mirim Zumanagarova from Kyrgyzstan in the 68 kilogram. Oborodudu is currently a 10-time African champion in that category, and currently she said her next focus is to go and get the job done in the Commonwealth coming up later in July.
And probably get improve on his medal record.
Absolutely.
That's what we are looking for. Yeah, the probably has been the Commonwealth we hope that he'll be able to maintain and stay injury free and be able to maintain that consistency because he has when all hope was lost. Well, all hope of almost dashed at the Tokyo Olympic, he came to our rescue and give us the first medal, and that one he happened to be the best, the silver golden medalist that we have from the Tokyo Olympic. So if not for him, our competitions at the Tokyo would have been somehow undescribable. But unfortunately for us, we came to our rescue, and we focus were on the dancing lady at the Korea. So Blessing spring is surprise and because the bronze medal. So we hope that when he stay in Europe and when he gets to the Commonwealth Games, also nothing less of Commonwealth of a gold medal at the Commonwealth Games.
I mean, considering her performances even in Tokyo, then in this championship which just held in Turkey, do you really see her improving on her medal haul and actually clinching a gold medal in the Commonwealth Games?
Even at the Tokyo Olympic, I still strongly believe that Oburu would have won a gold medal.
Yeah.
But what really happened in my own personal assessment, what I believe was that you know after we were competing, there was no medal was not coming. So when he first qualified for the semi-final, he won. He said as if not a bronze medal, celebrated it. So when he now won the semi-final fight, reaching the final, so automatically Nigeria was already done. We already had the silver medalist. The ones we have as silver, and we have celebrated that silver medal even before the final. So I think that celebration entered her head, and he was not so much concentrated in the final match against the Americans. If not, I still believe if that we won a gold medal, if he really focused, because it was no when you have this hunger, the hunger push you when you are hunger to achieve something, it push you to achieve, it push you to fight for. So, but at that level, it's already because not having been the first person who win a medal, already having the silver medal from her. So the eager that I want to excel is no longer in her. So you now feel satisfied, and that's I believe that what led her defeat in the final match. Even she would have got the goal. So I'm strongly positive that getting to the Commonwealth Games, this girl will definitely do well at the Commonwealth Games. And if you're looking at somebody that We're talking of Tokyo Olympics, who just ended in August. Right now, about 4 months later, and then win the African champions and get another gold medal. It shows that it shows level of consistency. So by the time we maintain this consistency, we get into the July, and I would hope that the Nigerian Wrestling Federation and in collaboration with the Federal Ministry of Transport will be able to make fun available for this athlete. Not what is all training. Training matters a lot when you're competing, when you're preparing for competition. You have the able to have to go for a tour of the plan competing regularly. It will give them a more advantage and more opportunity to challenge the best of the world.
Away from wrestling down to athletics, where another Nigerian, this time around, Favor Ophelia, also smashed the African record in the preliminary round of the women's 200 meters at the SEC Indoor Championship. She actually clocked 22.61 seconds to win her heat after running 7.20 seconds over 60 meters in qualification. And this is another young lady, schools in the US, one of the ladies, when you're talking of the upcoming generation in athletics, who has given a good account of herself, also smashing and making a new African record.
She was at the door 2019, but he was not too impressed at the door 2019, but now he's beginning to show.
Yeah, I think she's beginning to mature.
Mature and then coming to and show as well. Well, that's a good one. That's a good congratulations to him, to her, and sorry, to her, and according to the Athletic Federation of Nigeria and Nigeria as well. And we hope when you see athletes coming in this kind of performance, you give him moral posting, and more importantly, we are talking to all, moving to all the Commonwealth Games in 4 more time. 4 more in the next 4 months. The Birmingham 2022 will be held with us, and it's good that those athletes are putting on brilliant performance at their respective where they are.
Yeah, in that competition, also Nigeria's Rosemary Chukuma also won the 60 meters in the indoor 60 meters. She stormed to an impressive personal best of 7.17 seconds to take the title, breaking the meet record. Also, another.
Good one. Rosemary Chukuma was one of the bright prospects people were hoping to excel at the Tokyo game.
Exactly, but when that issue of
out of competition test, they disqualified them from qualification. She was one of the pros everybody was looking for. But unfortunately, what happened was one of the penalties that were disqualified.
Exactly.
But it's good that he's putting all this performance and let people know that what happened at the Tokyo will not repeat itself at the Commonwealth Game and probably at the Paris 2024 for you to see get excel.
Also, another Nigerian sprinter, Duben Amene, lowered his best personal person school record, clocking a time of 46.4 seconds to win the first section of the men's 400 meters final and took second overall at the Big Ten Championship. Also, another Nigerian who was there also was Isaac Odubesan, who actually clocked a 17.71 to secure the SEC indoor shot put title comfortably. He actually won. So in this meet, actually, a lot of Nigerians there actually showing, putting up impressive performances, and we can only hope that this kind of performances, leading into the Commonwealth Games, which is just by the corner. We hope that they'll put up these good performances. And for me, I see the Commonwealth Games coming up as also a rehearsal for me for the Olympics, because the Olympics is not far off again. So I really see that as a rehearsal for the Olympics coming up in France. Anyway, away from that now to Cameroon, where after a lot of to and fro between Samuel Eto'o and, of course, the president of Cameroon Football Federation, finally Rigobert Song has been appointed as the new coach of the Indomitable Lions. Recall that after the AFCON qualifiers, Eto'o and the Minister of Sports were actually at loggerheads over the appointment of a new coach. Eto'o actually wanted the man who took them there to continue, but the sports minister felt otherwise. So that resulted to an altercation between Eto'o, who actually confronted the minister and told him that, look, appointment of coaches is not the business of the sport ministry; it's the business of the Football Federation, FECAFOOT, and if the sports minister is only usurping the powers of FECAFOOT. But I mean, I think at the end of the day, the sports minister have had his way, because this announcement or this appointment actually was announced by the sports minister, and well, this is Africa, and
this is Africa. He who paid the pipe,
exactly. You can't fight the government in any country, and no matter the pedigree you are coming with, you know how things are done in Europe, but things are done differently in Africa. And Rigobert Song, although I haven't heard much from him after he retired, so I really don't know his coaching pedigree, but the sports minister felt this is the man to take Cameroon forward. And I think the feeling right now in most countries in Africa is looking inward. I mean, we've seen that with Nigeria. We've seen what Cisse did with Senegal. So I think a lot of countries are beginning to say, look, these white people cannot do better than us. Give our people a chance, give them the enabling environment, and let them take us forward. So for me, I think this is not a bad appointment, except that I don't know his coaching pedigree, but
more importantly, that will be all the out of the 15, out of the 24 Africa teams that participated at AFCON, 15 are local coaches and African coaches,
and that's an improvement.
That's an improvement. Why 8 of those coaches were foreigners? 8 or 9 were foreigners, and in this way, of this foreigner is African coach. An African that emerged as a champion.
Yeah, exactly.
So I think the sport minister of the Cameroon is being moved by the success of the Cisse with the Senegalese team. Or just like you say, even me, since the Son, no, he's a legend in the Cameroon legend. He has done well as a former captain. I begin to remember his football. So a complete defender to the core. So, but I don't know much about him when it comes to the coaching career. Because this is retired, I've not heard about. It's the first time I'm hearing the news about him. So I've not heard much about him when he's retired. So I don't know much about the coaching. But at the same time, in as much as we know that I agree with Samuel Eto'o that yes, it's the right of the Football Federation to appoint a coach. The sport minister is trying to interfere in the affair of the Football Federation, when the Football minister has no business of who appoint the coach. But at the same time, I have to agree with Samuel Eto'o to also look at yes, these white men have done more damage to our football than the best. So we need to also start to do, no matter how poorly we are, we may not be tactically stand up the way they are, but at least let's also agree with them, give opportunity to our, because those coaches are only coming to the country to make money out of us.
That's all. That's all. They just come here to make money and leave.
They can be more interested in our affair than we. So we know more about ourselves than they do. So they are only interested about our money. They're just coming here to reap us. So definitely, in as much as it is all right to approve the coach, you should suspend this one, and at least I'm going to also look inward. Let's go local.
Yeah, exactly.
Yes, let's go local without content. Let's just like President Muhammadu Buhari say when he came to the water, let's eat what we can produce. Although he has not that policy has not worked well for Nigeria. Nigeria has something to do. We are not here. We are on the spot of it, not on the economic issues.
All right. So we hope Rigobert Song will do well.
And I hope that you will not be able to prove the minister wrong.
Exactly.
To justify the confidence the minister has. Even that we agree that this minister is sure into the powers of the federation, but now that the Samuel Eto'o has suspended. So I agree with the minister and I decided to give him an opportunity. He should be. I think he should also go all out to prove that yes. Prove it to wrong that yes, he can do better than the white man. Therefore, he and Cameroon, he and Eto'o play together.
Yeah, sure. I mean, he actually played in 4 World Cups for represented Cameroon at 4 World Cups, and of course won back-to-back titles with Cameroon, Nigeria, Ghana in 2002 and Mali 2002. So we hope that he transfers that his achievement he thinks he accomplished as a player with Cameroon to accomplish same as a coach. All right, at this point, this is where we draw the curtains for today's episode of Sports Orbit. Salifu, thank you for being in the studio today and not being on the fuel at the fuel queue.
Thank you.
All right, viewers, this is where we call it a day for today. Thank you for staying with us until we come your way tomorrow with another big and exciting episode of Sports Orbit. I remain your host, Apacho Andy. Stay safe out there and goodbye from here.
Thank you for watching. For sponsorship and advert placements, please contact 080-3688-6158. Last Word Leadership Podcast Studio. You have the last word.